Welcome to the Confessions of a Group X Instructor podcast. For group exercise junkies and enthusiastic classgoers, we'll explore and uncover authentic, thought-provoking, and heartwarming industry education and inspiration from entertaining, badass fitness pros. And now your host, creator of Warrior Rhythm, Warrior Strength, Warrior Combat, Warrior Revolution, and Warrior Kids Group fitness brands, Ellen DeWord. Here we grow.
Okay, here goes. Welcome to the show, everybody. I'm in a dark place. And if you follow my Instagram personal account, you are probably aware. And if you don't, then I want to talk to you about this devastating event that happened, which has had a profound effect on me personally and professionally. I'm going to be very honest and candid, even at my own expense, because some of what I'm going to share with you is, in fact, embarrassing. To start, I think I need to say first, I hope this is a part one of two. And I hope that the part two has a really great end of the story. But we're in part one, so put your seatbelt on, and I'm gonna share with you from my broken heart. I'm gonna share with you from a pretty discouraged spirit. And if you know me, you know I don't give way to that kind of stuff easily. Um, and yeah, hoping for a two-parter. Eh, I'm not just sharing this for your entertainment, although perhaps it will be entertaining. I'm sharing this because I hope that you can extrapolate some lessons as I share about how to protect yourself from being hacked. Um, Gosh, where to start? I guess I'm going to start with I'm really thankful for those of you who are part of my business who happen to be warrior instructors, which I know this audience is much bigger than that. I'm really grateful that you've joined the mailing list. I learned many, many, many years ago that you cannot operate a business on social media, that you need to have email. So I've always tried to connect to my instructor family with email, and so I'm grateful for that. Okay, I guess I need to start with some like context, and here comes some of the embarrassment of my story. Although different facets of this story are going to be embarrassing. Um, Many, 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 many years ago, when I was hustling at it as a Beachbody coach, slinging supplements, home workouts, and coach business opportunities, I had a Facebook page. At the time of my life, this will help date it and put it into context. At that season of my life, I was also getting my bodysuit tattoo, which took 8 years to complete. So it was during that season of my life. And as you can imagine, getting some epic tattoo work, I was inclined to share it with the world. So I created a Facebook page many moons ago called Ellen DeWord Fitness and Ink. And it was this like tattoo and fitness account. And I thought it was so cool. Um, as I've matured, and grown up a little bit more, I I don't have the same exact opinion that I did then, but at the time I thought it was super cool, fitness and tattoo. And I was basically sharing with the world on this Facebook business page that I was being heavily tattooed, and also that they could buy their supplements from me and do home workouts with or through my like affiliate link, or you know all that jazz. So I created this account. One day, I accidentally, I don't ask me how, one day I removed my own self from that page as the admin. Okay, so my personal account was Ellen Elizabeth DeWord. That was my personal account. Ellen Elizabeth DeWord. Many of you followed that account. My business page at the time, back then, was Ellen DeWord Fitness and Inc. I accidentally removed myself as the admin, which means that page lost an admin, which meant I could no longer access it. I could no longer update it. I couldn't delete any of the posts that later haunted me and embarrassed me a little bit. I could never do anything with it. And I have to tell you, it was very popular. It was a popular page. It had a huge following. That page had a bigger following than any of my accounts ever had, probably because I was showing a little bit of skin, showing my tattoo. It was public. Later, again, like I said, as I grew up, I felt like that was should have maybe been more private. So it haunted me. And as I became a businesswoman, a very serious businesswoman, over these last handful of years, I've been embarrassed by that page. I've often thought, gosh, I hope nobody just searches Ellen DeWord on Facebook because they're going to find this Fitness and Ink account, which doesn't like represent me well. It doesn't represent who I am and what I do today at all. But it was the most popular page, so it's the one that came up first. Anyway, I didn't like lose sleep over it. It wasn't that big of a deal. Like there hadn't been posts on it since like 2015. Like if someone did find it, it was clearly an old account that was no longer being used. But it bugged me. It bugged me, but whatever, I didn't lose sleep over it. That's the genesis of this story. So then I I mean today, recently, since owning and operating this amazing company, these nearly last 6 years. I have in the last like year decided to get really serious. It was like big goals for this year to learn how to run Facebook and Meta ads. I've been successful so far just with a warm market, just with reaching people that knew of me, know me, or know my master trainers and like just through a warm market. But of course, like any business, as a warm market starts to get cooler, you want new leads. So I was like, I gotta figure out this ads thing. So I invested in Successful Ads Club um, on the recommendation of my friend Amber Toole, who actually owns a awesome facility in Florida, and she's actually been a podcast guest of mine. If you want to catch her show, we actually talked about successful ads on that show, and I followed up with her after podcasting with her and decided to invest in learning both like financially and, with my time and energy. I decided to make a major investment into learning how to run ads. So it's a 7 module course and it's challenging for me. It's like a little over my head. Like it's like it's not, but it is. But like I love a challenge and I figure things out really well. And my whole entire professional, like since the onset of this company, it's really just been like learning how to overcome one challenge after the next. So this has basically been like my challenge of 2025 is how to run ads. So I got to the point in the course where um I needed to oh, I was worried. I was like, "Oh my gosh, like I'm not connected to my ads manager. Like I have a problem." Like I had a feeling that my past with that account and locking myself out somehow by like clicking the wrong button and removing myself as admin, I had a sense that that might come haunt me as I was going through this course, and sure enough, it did. And so this course, they let you like do one-on-one monthly calls. So I was on one of my monthly calls. Excuse me for yawning. I just have not been sleeping well. Um, and one of my calls with one of their guys, he was like, "Oh, I can't fix this for you. You have to fix this with Meta. Like, you have to fix this before I can help you like install your Pixel so you can run these ads you've created all this copy for and assets for." So I was just like, "Oh my gosh, I have no idea. I have no idea. Like, you can't call Meta." So I went to Fiverr. I don't know if you guys use Fiverr. I would love to hear. I've used them for a million different jobs. That's an exaggeration. I've used them a lot. I have used them. I got my logos from Fiverr. This like amazing woman in Serbia. Amazing. She's done all my logos. I did all my GIFs, my Instagram GIFs, and all my GIFs, my little GIF, like they're all from Fiverr. I've done fillable PDFs for my master trainer applications. I've done pitch decks before ChatGPT was a thing. Like, I am a customer of Fiverr. I've always used them for different professional tasks. They're basically like, I don't know how much you know about them, but Fiverr.com, it's spelled Fiv ERR, I think, or maybe just RR. Anywho, um, when he told me I needed to fix this problem with Facebook, and I clearly can't call Facebook, I'm like, okay, I need to find a professional who works in Facebook, like who helps with Facebook issues. So I went to Fiverr. And I, like always, I study the reviews, I read the reviews. I don't just like willy-nilly pick something or someone or some business. And I picked the woman who had the most reviews. She had the most five-star reviews. She had 208 five-star reviews, and her claim was to be able to fix any problem with Facebook. And with Fiverr, you're allowed to message someone before hiring them. So I sent her a message. I explained the problem. I said I am I locked myself out as an admin on my ads manager account and my business page. And I'm not able to connect a pixel to start running ads for my business. Can you help? And she was like, yes, I can help. And it's no problem. And don't worry. And can you get on a call? And I said yes. And it was almost midnight. This was August 29th. Today's September 10th. Oh my gosh. So much has happened in these last few days. Um, so I get on a video call with her at almost midnight, a Zoom call through the Fiverr app, through their chat, their private chat. And I explained to her the problem. I was a little desperate. I was um I was I was desperate for someone to fix this so I could run ads for my business. And I trusted Fiverr, and I had no reason not to trust her, not any single one. Like it not a not a shadow of a reason to not trust this Fiverr professional who had 208 five-star reviews and only five-star reviews. Um, I guess I should say that during that last week leading up to August 29th, I had been on meetings with MailChimp and let them take over my screen, take over my computer. I had also been on meetings with Successful Ads Company and let them take over my computer. Um, and so she wanted to take over my computer as well. She clicked a few things and then she said she needed my password. And uh, I did feel a red flag. I did feel misgivings, and I actually articulated them on this meeting in this Zoom. And I said, I'm not comfortable giving you my password because, like, pause, time out for a second. Normally, in a situation like this, like if you're hiring a virtual assistant for your business, you would just make them an admin. You would just make them like a moderator so they could make the changes. But I couldn't do that because I was not an admin. So this is the second embarrassing and the most deeply embarrassing part of this podcast is that in spite my gut instinct and my fear and a sense of foreboding and a red flag, I also was desperate. I also had no reason to distrust a Fiverr professional. And she reassured me when I voiced my concerns. By the way, I never saw her face. Her camera was off the whole time, mine was not. Um, she's from Pakistan. Um, when I voiced my concerns, she said, Fiverr is secure. It's a secure site. It is safe here. And so I gave her my password. And she said that Facebook takes a couple of days to get a hold of, which I felt like was, I'm sh I didn't question, and that she would be able to disable the account that I had removed myself as admin from and felt embarrassed by, and that she would be able to install the Facebook pixel on my business page called Ellen DeWord, which remind me to circle back to. Oh, you can't remind me I'm podcasting. I have to remind myself. Okay. Sometimes I think I'm actually like sitting in a room with you talking to you and you can just like remind me. So that's that. Um, 2 or 3 days later, because that was like the middle of the night. So depending on how you look at it, 2 or 3 days later, I got a message through Fiverr that the jobs were complete. And she asked me if I wanted to pay for her services to help run ads, stating that she was a specialist when it came to running ads. And I thought, at this point, I just was like, oh my gosh, it worked. She did it. Like, she's amazing. She did it. She removed that account. She got the Facebook pixel. Like, oh my gosh, maybe I do want to hire her to help me with ads because I'm so busy. It is challenging to me, but I also wanted to learn how to do them myself. So I said that to her. I said, maybe I will hire you to help me with ads, but I do want to learn how to do them myself, and I do want to finish the course with successful ads. So I just was like kind of like thinking about it. Like I was just thinking maybe I would work with her as like a virtual assistant with my Facebook ads. And so I thanked her, I paid her, and I had a meeting with successful ads on Friday, which is September 2nd, I believe. And the guy was amazing. We set up all my ads that I had made, the headlines, the audience, the ad spend, everything, the copy. We set it all up and I was so over the moon with excitement. Like this was like a new beginning. This is just like a new beginning, a new level for me, professional. Like it was just, I was so excited, and my ads looked so good, and I just was like, I made that professional sizzle video that if you haven't seen, oh my gosh, like my assets are so beautiful for running ads. I just haven't done them. So I just felt like overwhelmingly excited, which was very short-lived. I set up the ads. We decided to put them in draft because I still needed to I wanted to update my landing page in MailChimp, and I wanted to update my where they would check out. Like I was going to offer this bundle certification offer, and I wanted to update the bundle in Teachable. So like I was like, "Well, let's just put it in a draft form right now." Um, and so I just felt so excited. Then I was in my backyard. I was doing it's still like summer vibes a little bit here in Oregon, and I was in my backyard with that Zoom call with successful ads when we set everything up and put it in draft because the pick and like move the pixel or like added the pixel and all that stuff. I went in my little side door, taught a virtual class for 30 minutes, just normal day. And then after I teach my virtual class, I had to run to teach. Oh, I had to go to a nail appointment. Yeah, it's Friday. It was Friday, September 2nd. Yep, Friday. And I had a thought. I had a thought. A thought went through my brain, but so do a million thoughts a minute. A thought went through my brain. Go change your password on Facebook. You gave it to the woman in Pakistan on Fiverr. Go change it. It was just this fleeting little butterfly kiss of a thought. But I'm also like wanting to maybe work with her on running these ads. And I'm in a hurry. I'm always in a hurry. I'm always hair on fire, going from one thing to the next. And I taught my virtual class and I was going to go get my nails done, pink for breast cancer awareness. And I get a message on my phone that says, that's from Meta, from Facebook, saying we blocked an attempt to log in to your Facebook from Bangladesh. Pause the story right here because I forgot to tell you something else. When I hired her and gave her my password to fix all the stuff, I got the same message that said, no, it didn't say it was blocked. It said a login attempt, a login attempt is being made in Bangladesh for your Facebook page. Is this you? And I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to say. I don't know how to answer this. I don't know what to say because it's not me, but it is me. It's not me because it's not me, but it is me because I hired her as a virtual assistant through Fiverr to go fix my Facebook. So it is me. So I'm just going to leave it, I'm just going to ignore it. I'm just going to ignore it because she's going to go do the work on the back end. Okay, so now fast forward back to I'm about to go to my nail appointment. I taught my virtual class at home. I'm about to go to my nail appointment and my phone tells me on September 2nd that there's a login attempt from Bangladesh. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I want to be exact. I want to be like so exact. It actually said we blocked. And by the way, I saved I screenshotted everything. I have all of this, everything. It actually said a login attempt from Bangladesh was blocked or prevented for suspicious activity. And I was like, why is she logging in again? And thank God Facebook blocked it for me. Thank God they blocked it for me. Because I don't know why she'd be logging in again. She completed the task. And as I start to leave to go to my nail appointment, I tried to log into Facebook and my account was literally gone. It was just gone. The exact language was permanently disabled because it broke community guidelines due to exploitation and nudity with children. I could not log in. The account was gone. There was no button to appeal. There was no button. There was nothing but your account has been permanently disabled. I opened my email and I had multiple emails regarding the situation. Email one said that we blocked the attempt, which they clearly did not do. They clearly did not block the attempt. Email two said your account has been disabled. You have 180 days to appeal it. So I was like, thank God, I have 180 days to appeal it. But an email 3 minutes later, 3 minutes later, 3 minutes after it said you have 180 days to appeal, I got an email from Meta saying you may not appeal. This case is closed and not open for review. I also have an email in Vietnamese that I could translate via Google Translate that was someone changing my email that's associated with my Facebook profile to Vietnamese. It said, click here if this is not you. I tried. It said your account has been blocked. I should also mention I had two-factor authentication. I've been responsible and even fearful and trepidatious. Like I don't click on anything. If if you have ever sent me a link in Facebook Messenger, you'll know I didn't open it. I will never click. I've never played a Facebook game. I've never tried to see what Disney princess I could look like if I click on these links. I am cautious, borderline paranoid of being hacked. I have two-factor authentication and unique passwords on every single account I have. So I drove to my nail appointment, sick to my stomach, and I was like, oh my gosh, I need to immediately change all of my Instagram passwords now. Everything. So I have multiple Instagram accounts. I have them for each of the four primary brands, Warrior Rhythm, Warrior Strength, Warrior Combat, Warrior Revolution. I have one for my animals, which is hard for me to even speak about because it was such a devastating loss to lose that account with because I've lost animals over the years and I've made like videos that commemorate their lives. So that account was gone. All the business. Oh wait, not yet. So I'm not there. I got ahead of myself. So I have account for the animals. I have accounts for the brands. I had an account for the podcast, this podcast, Confessions of a Group X Instructor. I had an account for the podcast. I had an account for my tattoo, which was private because as I grew up, I felt like that should be private. And of course, I had my primary meta verified Ellen DeWord Instagram account. So as I'm driving to get the nail appointment, at like every stoplight, I'm trying to change a login. I'm trying to change my password at every because I just felt they're all interconnected. In fact, if you like log into one of my Instagram accounts, it lets you log into the other ones. I have that set up in my settings. I don't know if you do, if you have multiple accounts, if you have that set up where you can just like toggle from one profile to the next instead of having to go like uniquely log in. So I was like, oh my gosh, if someone logs into one account, they can log in to all of them. So I literally changed every single, and by the time I was at the nail appointment, I was like, the nail tech, his name's Nail Daddy. I told him, I'm like, I can't speak. I'm sick to my stomach. I've been hacked. I need to like change my passwords as you do my nails. So I would like give him one hand and like with my left hand, I'm like changing passwords and then we would switch. And I changed every single password on Instagram and I felt relief. Like at least I've protected my Instagram. At least I protected my Instagram. And I felt a sense of relief. Again, it was just the most insane roller coaster. So, um, I went home, um, trying to figure out what to do, who to reach out to. I started researching the I've been hacked links and the abuse at Facebook and all the links and all the links and all the help, all the links. I started researching that and trying to say I've been hacked, but you had to log in. And I started talking about it on my Instagram, and people were so wonderful and they were trying to help. And they would send me the links that didn't work because I can't log in. You have to log in to submit a report. You have to log in, and couldn't log in. It was just a white screen. And so Um, I listened, someone sent me this podcast because I remember when Shalene got hacked and that like someone sent me multiple very similar processes from other creators or influencers or whatever or entrepreneurs who had been hacked. And in all the stories, they could all reclaim their accounts, not overnight necessarily, but they could all reclaim their accounts by logging in, clicking the help, navigating here, clicking this, submitting a report, and then in the report, they want you to upload your government ID, and then they also want you to take a video of your face. So you have to be ready to do that. But I couldn't do any of those things. None. Nothing. None of the step one, step two, step three. I could not even do step one, let alone step two, let alone step three. I can't take a video so they can compare it to a picture of me on my account that is no longer there. So, I just kept reading, researching, and again, like I am smart. I figure out challenges all the time. I'm like a professional challenge figure outer. Like I feel like that's what this business is in a nutshell, is like how to overcome a challenge and put out a fire. So I just I I just kept trying to figure out how. And then I'm like trying to go to bed that night and I get a message from one of my instructors and she's like, I don't want to freak you out, but I've talked to so and so, so and so, so and so, so and so, and so and so, and asked because I can't tag the brand accounts anymore on Instagram or Facebook. Um, None of us can find them. And so I just about died. I just about like, if you can imagine your stomach falling through the bowels of the earth, that's how I felt. And I opened my Instagram app and searched for Warrior, and it's gone. Everything. And I don't want this to feel like some like feel sorry. I don't want anyone's pity. I'm not saying poor me. I'm not saying feel sorry for me. I'm just two things. I'm wanting to educate you so that you never, ever, 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 ever experience this. And I also just want to like explain the story in one place for the people who love me and love Warrior and care with their whole hearts and want to know the story because I really can't, like, I don't have the energy right now to retell or tell this story at all multiple times. I I don't have the intestinal fortitude right now to share it, but I want my team that I love to know what's going on. And I also want to say right now, because I sound like I'm crying, I want you to say that I'm fighting and I have hope and I won't give up, even if that means complete redirection. Okay, so um, I soon learned that every single account was gone except for Ellen DeWord on Instagram. That account thing, and I almost say that tentatively with fear at this point. Um, I, I, this is September 10th, the day I'm recording it. So I think if they could have taken it by now, they would have. I'm going to get to the part of the story where I have secured my networks from what happened, and I've learned more about what happened. So I'll get to that part of the story. So, um, I realized all the accounts were gone, everything. I wept like a child. I wept for my animal videos and family photos that were lost. I wept from like the bottom of my belly for the energy and time and talent that I have spent over these past few years creating content for my instructors and for this business. And I tried to fall asleep and I couldn't. I prayed for clarity and for help and for wisdom and insight. I didn't want to cry on the podcast. Give me a moment. And as I was praying, I remembered that I am meta verified. And that when you're meta verified, you're supposed to have a level of protection and you're supposed to be able to reach out. So 3 o'clock in the morning, I turned the light on in my bedroom and I sat up in my bed and I reached out through their chat. And it said, someone will be with you. Average wait time is 5 minutes. I was like, holy shit. Holy shit. I'm gonna talk to a person. I can get a hold of someone. I can get a hold of someone. So someone came on and I had already typed up, thank goodness. I mean, it didn't do me any good actually, but I'd already typed up like a chronology of what had happened. I'd already saved a bunch of screenshots. And so I had it already ready to go. So I like copied that from a document that I made and I pasted it in this chat. And the lady just kept if it was even a lady, if it was even, I think it was like an AI bot at this point. They just kept sending me the link that says, if you have been hacked. Again, step one is log in, which I can't do. So I just kept responding to this bot or this person. I can't log in. That link doesn't work. I can't log in on this link. Here's a screenshot of what happens. You are not able to do this at this time. Like I just kept, it was just nothing. And after a while, she said, I'm going to hand you over to someone on the Facebook side. And I was like, okay, all right. Like I'm just like pure adrenaline. And I get someone, and again, now this must have been a real person because everything was spelled wrong. Every word was like spelled wrong. There was clearly a language barrier, and it was the same kind of here's the I've been hacked links, support your claim here. And I was on that chat from 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. And then they just closed it on me. They just closed it and said, this ticket is closed. So I got out of bed and washed my face. Um, it was super important to me to get back on Facebook because I have had past tense, four Facebook communities, one for each primary brand: Rhythm, Strength, Combat, and Revolution. And I nurtured those communities. I checked in on them every single day personally, and to I made it a point, a habit and a practice to respond or like every single comment every single day, to be that connected to my instructor community. And because I lost my account that created those accounts, they still excuse me, those groups still existed, but I didn't exist. So the Facebook covers went away. Any evidence of me at all was gone. Any comment, any post I'd ever made, all of it, it was all gone. Fortunately, I had the wherewithal back when I created those pages to make other admins. So I had my virtual assistant and some of my other admins post in the groups, letting them know that my account had been hacked and that we were working on it and to stand by. It was super important to me to quickly create a Facebook personal profile so I could get back into those pages because my admins, my replacement admins could re-add me. So it was like priority number one that I can communicate with the team. So I created a Facebook profile, Ellen DeWord, and I had my admins add me back as an admin, and I replaced the cover art that went away, and I posted a video that was positive and strong and leader-like to our community, letting them, that video is actually on YouTube right now because I also sent it in a mailer to an email, of course, to the community. Um, I also created a new account for our brands on Instagram called Warrior Group Fitness because all the brand accounts disappeared. So through my Meta verified, the only account that still exists, the Ellen DeWord on Instagram, I was able to create the Warrior Group Fitness account. And I gave them some calls to action, like follow that new account, follow my new Facebook profile, make sure you're subscribed to my email if you're not already, stuff like that. So, um, so then I started going into my new Facebook. So that's basically like I wasn't admitting defeat. I felt defeated. Um, it just feels like David and Goliath, you know? It just feels like David and Goliath. Like I'm up against Meta. It's me versus Meta. So I was like, I will fight. I will continue. Sorry for that redundancy. I will continue to try to recover my account somehow, all of them. But in the meantime, I'm not going to sit on my hands. I need to get back to my instructors. So I'm going to create this Facebook profile. So I created the Facebook profile. That's there. I got let back in as an admin. The group, I was able to get back in with the groups. Then I wanted to verify this new Facebook profile so that it wouldn't be under attack. So first of all, I don't even know where to start with this. First of all, to be verified, you need to not look like a brand new account with no followers. So I started trying to send friend requests to people, and it wouldn't let me. The only friends I have on there are just people that have seen me post in the group, instructors that I've been like, hey, please follow this profile. Hey, this is me. But like other people can't even find me on Facebook right now. I can't send friend requests. I can't log into the mobile app. I'm literally disabled from the ability to log in mobily. Furthermore, and more importantly, I was not able to create a Facebook page. That has been disabled. And if I can't create a Facebook page, I can't pick up where I left off and run ads because you have to have a page to have an ads manager account to run ads. Furthermore, I was like, I'll just verify this account. Like, I'll upload my ID, my government, I'll upload my passport and my driver's license. I'll prove that this is me. And it won't let me. I believe because I was on my same IP address, I did use a different email, but it's still the same device and it's the same name, Ellen DeWord. I think Facebook was just like, oh, this is associated with all this criminal behavior. And I say criminal because it is criminal. The offense that was posted, again, it had to do with children, is a criminal matter. So this new account that I have is like, I'm hamstrung in it. It's giving me access to my community, and I'm thankful for that. I'm grateful and relieved, but it's not allowing me to rebuild at this point. I started looking for someone that could help me attack Goliath, and I found a cybersecurity person locally. Um, they came to my home. We've spent the last 2 complete full days, and I've spent actually thousands of dollars already securing my devices because we found out that a Trojan was installed on my computer on September 2nd, the day I lost everything, the day the Fiverr person logged in from Bangladesh. A Trojan and a camera was put on my all of my devices. So all of my devices were copied, which is why even after I changed my passwords, they were still able to take those accounts. I still don't really understand how they didn't take my Instagram account. Maybe again because it is the only verified account I have. So we secured my network. We scrubbed my devices. We put in extra protection in my home. We changed the IP address of my home. We installed a VPN, a 1Password. Like we've locked my security down and removed the monster, which is great. But I'm still not able at this point to move forward. So I I hate to leave this episode on a down note. It's I hate to leave this episode with this like not having solved it or given you the solution in case you're in this position. But I will say this. I am going to find out and I am going to give you the solution. And I am going to overcome this, even if I lose, even if I'm stuck, I will find another way. I will start creating on TikTok and YouTube. I will run Google ads instead of Meta ads. I will find a way to win. It's what I do. And um and I'm not done fighting and I still have hope. I reached out to Successful Ads because they are a reputable business, the one I'm a customer of. They have highly prestigious clients and they make money for Meta by helping people run ads. I've reached out to them for help. I'm still waiting for a response. I've reached out to Mari Smith. I've tried to message Brock Johnson. If you know someone who is connected or has influence with Meta, please reach out to me via email. Please reach out to me at ellendeward@gmail.com or ellen@warriorinstructors.com or through my Instagram DMs. Please, please let me know if you have a connection in Facebook because I'm dealing with basically like AI bots that don't care. And the difference in my situation and someone who just got hacked is that my account has been, quote, permanently disabled. Um, I'm going to rise above this. There will be a part two. And I don't know when it's going to be. It might be a while. But in the meantime, I want to say thank you for supporting me by listening to this podcast. And by those of you who have sent me messages. And what I haven't enjoyed hearing from people is like, oh, it's only going to get better now. And, you know, the sentiments of like, no big deal, you'll bounce back. Like, that doesn't feel good. Don't send me that right now. But I really have appreciated the empathy and the love. And anyone who has tried to send me any like practical help. Again, none of the links at Meta will help. Nothing you can find. I've already done all that. Nothing you can find in their help centers or blogs or anything like that is going to help my situation. So I need a body. I need a person that works on the inside that will review my evidence because my evidence is a clear cut. Like I have proof of the Trojan being installed on my computer. I have proof of the login from Bangladesh. I have proof of the email reset password being set to Vietnamese. Like I can prove this. I just need a channel in which to prove it to. So you guys, here's to resilience. Here's to my all my rhetoric about keep fighting when I teach warrior combat. And thank you and I love you.
Thank you for joining in on the Confessions of a Group X Instructor podcast. If you're interested in becoming a warrior instructor, go to warriorinstructors.com. But if you want more and found this episode amazing, please give us a rating. And with a simple click to subscribe, we'll invite you back to our next episode. So remember, be brave, be bold, be blessed, and above all, listen, learn, love.